What's with these guys?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy Ivorian Spice, and we are back at again with another podcast, your weekly Manchester United podcast. It's the catch up 118, volume 118, and we are back with another week, another disappointing week for Manchester United. As we know, we was here last week and we witnessed Manchester United lose against Newcastle. We're back again, same feeling, same animosity. Same suffering that we're going through last week, but this time against Bournemouth, where the Cherries themselves beat and thrashed Manchester United 3-0 at Old Trafford at the Theatre of Dreams. Big up to everyone that tuned in. As always, remember to subscribe to Red United TV for those who are watching on Rumble, Twitch, Facebook as well, on the Facebook page, and then also on the Facebook group. Make sure you get yourself involved and active. Put yourself in the comments as well. Mention anything regarding Manchester United. Get yourself involved as well. Follow Red United TV on Instagram, which is Red United TV 1. And of course, follow Red United TV on Twitter, which is myself, Ivorian_Spice, and follow Red United TV on Twitch and also Rumble. Altogether, we're looking for another 5 new either subscribers or followers for today's show. So you make sure you guys press that follow button. Get yourself involved in the comments as well. Want to hear everything as well. Big up Stephanie as well that commented. Big up Ivorian. Hope you're okay, buddy. You know how it is, man. Even your subscribers are asking you if you hope you're okay, because we all going through the same shit, man. But big up to everyone. We're about to kick off. I've got my boy Jerome as well in the chat as well. Big up Jerome, man. How are you feeling, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm all good. Despite the result, you gotta try and separate the football from your personal life. Otherwise, you're not gonna enjoy life at all. So that's how that's the mindset you gotta have, really. But yeah, it was a pathetic performance on the weekend, and a lot of United fans are a bit downbeat at the moment and not feeling. It's not a good time to be a United fan at the moment. But we just have to stick through it, stick it out, and just hope that the good times come, whenever that will be.
Yeah, well, definitely whenever that will be, because we've been waiting 10 years, man, and still the good time has not come, guys. Big up Olon as well from the football family as well. He's just posted a recent video, so make sure you guys, for those who are watching now and on the playback, watch his video as well. You get me? Olon, how you feeling? And big up Ems as well.
Yes, I think away from the United issue, I am happy right now. Victor Osimhen just won the African Player of the Year, and Assistant Oshoala also just won the African Women's Player of the Year, which is a Nigerian female footballer who plays for Barcelona. I'm so happy for Victor Osimhen coming from Nigeria, like the hard work he had to put in to achieve what he has achieved with Napoli last season and all, and now also winning the African Player of the Year, one of the most prestigious awards in like as an African. And I think African football is beginning to grow, and I think it can just get better from here. But congratulations to all the winners in the awards. But just fantastic. But up on to United, I think we just need to. I have to start on the issue of positivity for some African good news, but in United, I don't think there's anything positive in United. Like it's just going from bad to worse. After the Chelsea game, we all were positive, thinking maybe something would change, but back to the same old United with the bad players, the bad performances, the players not fighting for the badge and for this team. But I just think I am tired of repeating the same thing every week, and something needs to change, like I always say, but I don't see anything changing anytime soon.
Absolutely, something needs to change as well. Even M says we need prayers tomorrow to win. We probably need to be fasting as well for those who are tuning in, man. Smash that like button. We're going to get straight into it, man. As you guys do know, as Ola did say, we did come off from beating Chelsea, thinking that we'll be in good spirits going into the weekend with confidence, saying, it's Bournemouth, it's the Cherries, right in that. I mean, Bournemouth at the beach, nothing bad can happen. Then they're sitting 15th. It's an easy free win. But guess what? It wasn't an easy easy 3 points win. It was not. It was a difficult win. But big up to everyone. We're about to go straight into the match, of course. And we've got a lot to discuss. We've got Erik Ten Hag as well. We've got to discuss Bruno Fernandes. But of course, first of all, we give you the juice, which is everyone's overall thoughts regarding match against Bournemouth. We're going to review it. So it is Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3. Manchester United getting their ass whooped by Bournemouth from the Cherries as well, guys. Manchester United letting all us Manchester United fans down on the weekend, ensuring that we have not the best weekend of them all, because again, I keep saying this before, my weekend, is based on Manchester United winning. If Manchester United don't win, I've had a bad week in general, I could have had a fantastic night out. I could have saw Beyonce. She could have kissed me on the lips. But as soon as Manchester United lose, for those, some of you are thinking, no, you had a fantastic weekend. Beyonce kissed you. But the moment Manchester United lose, I'm like, no, I've had a shit weekend, regardless of whether Beyonce kissed me. You know what I mean, guys? You know what I'm saying, guys? But big up to everyone as well, man. Let's start off with you, Jerome. Let me get your overall thoughts on that game against Bournemouth, the cherry topping lifeguard. You know what I'm talking about, man. What's your overall thoughts? Let's hear it. I want to hear overall thoughts, then we'll get onto the players later on and also the manager's tactics, man. What's your overall thoughts?
You know what? My overall thoughts on the game, we've been playing poorly this season, but I didn't know it would get that low. That's how bad the performance was. There was actually 0 out of 10 performances throughout the pitch. It was absolutely abysmal, and I was shocked. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. Bournemouth at Old Trafford, we just come off the back of a good win against Chelsea midweek. So the inconsistency of this team is actually shocking, to say the least. And yeah, the way we started the game was very poor, misplacing a lot of passes, and Bournemouth came and they were up for it. They didn't show us any respect whatsoever. They just thought, this is a free shot for us, a free hit. So we're just going to go to Old Trafford, attack them, and whatever happens, happens. And that's what they did. They just pressed the life out of us. And in the end, the first goal, it was a cheap goal to concede. I just remember Bruno giving the ball away at fullback, left fullback. He just gave a hospital pass to McTominay in the middle of the park. I don't know what he expected McTominay to do with that sort of pass, but Bournemouth ran onto that. And then before you know it, the ball's in the back of the net, 1-0, within the space of 10, 15 minutes. And you're thinking there's enough time in the game for us to get back into it. But there wasn't no reaction after that. It was almost like we gave up after going 1-0 down. And you're thinking there's another, 75 minutes left of the game to go. Plenty of time to get back into the game. But the mentality of the team is just so weak. The heads dropped, and Bournemouth, they had fire in their belly, and it just kept going at it. And they could have been 2 or 3-0 up in the first half. We were lucky for it to just be 1-0 in the first half. Then we came out in the second half. The manager didn't make any changes. He kept the same team. And that starting lineup was questionable as well. And then it got to like 56 minutes. It took off Marshall, put on Hoyland. Nothing much seemed to change. And then another mistake from Luke Shaw with another loose pass. And again, it's 2-0. And then you're thinking, yeah, this is game over now. Because we're a team that we lack creativity and we lack goals. So being 2-0 down in the second half, it was always going to be a big ask for the team to come back into the game, even though we had some sort of hope at the back of our heads. And then mistakes just kept coming in. And then I think from a corner, I can't remember who scored the Bournemouth's third goal, but they had a free header. Mm-hmm. Are you just thinking, these are the basics of defending that we're not even doing on the pitch? It's almost like the team are just, they just stopped playing, basically. They just gave up. It was almost like there were just 10 bodies on the pitch on the outfield play, and they were just there to be there. They weren't, their heads gone, they weren't thinking, they weren't focused, and Bournemouth could have won 5 or 6 in the end. That's how bad it was. If it wasn't for that goal that got ruled out for handball. And overall, I just think that performance is unforgivable, and the manager's got to take a lot of blame for that performance. The way he set the team up, the way he didn't react to the way Bournemouth were playing. It was almost as if he was just hoping that United would get something out of the blue with a bit of individual brilliance, because we didn't really create anything meaningful in the game. And it was just sad to see, just sitting there watching it thinking, it's not like Man City are playing us off the park. This is Bournemouth, a team that will most likely be a candidate for a relegation scrap. And for them to just come and play us off the park like that at Old Trafford, it was just shocking. And a lot of fans are now saying the manager out. Obviously, I'm sure we'll get to that later on in the show. But in terms of the performance, I didn't think it would get any worse than that. And I don't know how the manager's going to be able to pick this team up for the 2 games that we've got ahead, which are a lot tougher on paper. So, changes need to be made from top to bottom. And if nothing changes, then we're going to keep seeing the same inconsistencies in the results. And even though we're still in touching distance of the top 4, the way we're playing now, we're quite even be thinking about top 4 at the moment, to be honest. We're just going to fall further and further down the table. And I'm sure we'll get into individual performances as well. But as a collective, the team showed no structure or cohesion to their play. They couldn't string a few passes together. And they were just out of ideas. They looked lost on the pitch. And they gave up, essentially. And I feel sorry for the travelling fans that went to that, to watch that shit show. Sorry for the language, but that's the kind of show that we're on today.
I need to apologize.
Yeah, that's the kind of performance that they put in, and I just don't see where the manager's going to be able to improve this. To be honest, it's just going to be up and down. It's going to be a roller coaster of a season. To be honest,
it's going to be a roller coaster of a season, man. And you know what I keep saying before, these players are just too inconsistent. They're consistently inconsistent, man. Ola, I'm going to move it up to you to get your overall thoughts on that game against Bournemouth, that humiliating, embarrassing defeat against the Cherries. Man, what was your overall thoughts on that game?
I think it's nothing new. We've seen this all through this season, and like I said, we all are hoping for this to improve, but I don't think anything is going to improve with this team. Played really well against Chelsea, turned up, put in the fight, put in the work, and we expected them to replicate that against AFC Bournemouth at home at Old Trafford. Like, no one expected a 3-0 win. Everyone knew, yes, you might have said they were lucky, but 3-0, even 4-0, one got shut off by VAR. That shows how bad we are. I don't think we are doing anything good. Fine, and at the same time, you might blame the manager for starting this player or that player, but I think basically, apart from Anthony Martial, he started the team that played against Chelsea. And these players, they turned up for the Chelsea game, but this Bournemouth game, I don't know what was going on in that game. They were very shocking, very bad. Misplacing every pass. We could not string a couple of passes together. We could not create anything in the game. So regardless of people wanting to blame Anthony Martial for starting that game, fine. I would have tried Oiland, but regardless, we didn't create anything in the game. Like they got more chances than us. They were winning the ball back from us easily. a lot of misplaced passes from each and every player in the midfield. Everything was just going on for United. And I think AFC Bournemouth should be a game we'll be killing in the first half, winning 2 to 3 goals. But so far this season, we've seen that the results have been going from bad to worse. And now I don't know where we want to get the confidence for going into the Bayern game, but I don't think anything is going to change with United anytime soon. But what is worrying is you don't even know what the problem really is. You can say it's the players, you can say it's the tactics, you can say it's different things, but what really is the problem with Manchester United? Because all through this season, we've been complaining of the same issues. After every game, we come here, we talk about the players not fighting, we talk about the tactics not being there, and but what are they doing in training? What are these players? But I feel I know these players. Most of them they've been here for years and they've always done the same nonsense performance and shit performance every season. And that's why, as much as I want to blame the manager, I will put a huge blame on these players. Because show more, fight for this badge, fight for this team. We shouldn't be losing against Bournemouth. I think that's the height of it for me. I don't care what form they are in, winning 4 games out of 5, or I don't care. We are Manchester United. We should be doing better against teams like this. But so far this season, we've been really bad. We've been shocking. Performances going from bad to worse. So the manager, the players, they need to work things out. And that's one thing I say about the start of the season. We've not played really well, but we've gotten some points. Look at Chelsea, for instance. Chelsea, they've been playing badly, but they've been losing. But the fact that we are able to get some results, that's why we are still 6th or 7th on the table, because we're able to get some one new result here, get the 3 points. The performance does not need to be pretty every time, but try and get the 3 points. Not even against the AFC Bournemouth. I am just tired. I'm exhausted. Being a United fan this year has been the hardest of things to do. I'm glad the year is coming to an end, but regardless, I don't want to start the new year with such performance or with such bad attitude from these players. I hope and pray the new year brings a new Manchester United, because it's getting from bad to worse every season. And now, me as a United fan, I'm tired. Like the passion is getting. I can say the passion to even watch United is not there. You are watching United with the feeling that if we lose, we lose, and that is very bad. As a United fan, we are going through a lot. We are going through a lot, and we need somebody to take us out of this situation. I feel it's these players. They need to step up. They need to do better, perform better. We can go to Bayern Munich and we can win against Bayern, but that doesn't stop what's going on at this club. And we might win against Bayern and lose 6-0 to Liverpool. So that shows how bad we are. Because the game against Chelsea was our best game this season.
Mhm.
After that, look at the Bournemouth game. Look at the way they replicate the performance. Shocking and really bad. So I think something needs to change. We can't sell all these players. So as much as we hate the players, as much as we want the players out, as much as we can say all what we want to say about these players are going nowhere. So we need to look for a solution and work things out. The manager and the players to work things out. Just get a formation that can work, that can get you results to the end of January or to the end of the season, and getting more players and sell out some players. Because up until then, I don't think anything will change. So we need these players to step up. That's what I can say.
Yeah, there's a lot to all I had to say regarding that match against Bournemouth. Big up Kings Depths as well, that says we have seen this non-consistent players for years now. Why are we surprised? Let me talk about my overall thoughts against that team. Cherry topping lifeguard Bournemouth. I've got my notes, guys. You know me, I always write shit down. I'm man writes my bars on this piece of paper. Always come prepared. But yeah, man, no. I agree with all of you guys, and I feel the exact same way. I look at that match overall because, guys, I'll be very honest with you. The first 45 minutes when we started playing football, yeah, I know it was quite open at times, but there were phases of the game in the first 45 minutes where we was in control, and I was wondering, okay, all this team that needs to do now is be able to beat that low block Bournemouth, because we had opportunities in the first 10, 20 minutes, but typical United guys, we don't take our chances. We never take our chances. And we know that if we're not taking our chances within the first 10 minutes, and if we've seen that a lot of times in games, if we do not take our chances in the first 10 minutes, we are definitely losing that game. And it happened. The first goal coming from, of course, Dominic Solanke, and it came from the side of the left back side, Reguilon side. And guys, how many times have we seen our fullbacks get dragged to the mud and the ball gets whipped in and someone finishes it from the center? Brilliant goal by Dominic Solanke, brilliant finish by Dominic Solanke. I can't hate on the guy because that was a wonderful finish. The only thing my issue was the fact that we allowed the opportunity to happen and we allowed the opportunity to be created. And then the second half came, and when you thought to yourself, as Manchester United fans, we thought, and I know I thought it, and Jerome and probably you guys thought that we will come back from this game because, of course, there's a lot. Even though we're quite worried in the midfield once again, guys, and I've said it so many times. Man's tired. I'm tired of seeing Scott McTominay and Bruno Fernandes, in that midfield. It just equals zero. Bruno Fernandes you're already playing with 10 man. That's a problem because the guy goes missing in every single game. From 0 minutes to 90 minutes, he pops up there and there just to do something spectacular, get his GA, and then dip again. But Scott McTominay in that midfield provides absolutely nothing. And again, we was open. Amrabat, what can Amrabat do when he's playing the lone six? And I keep asking myself this: why does the manager persist? Why can't we see a midfielder of Kobe Mino, maybe an Amrabat in midfield? And then you can have that joke man up above them, Bruno Fernandes, doing whatever he wants to do and play behind the striker if that's what he likes doing. But the second goal came from Billings' header. Guys, I swear to God, Andrew Onana looks silly when he concedes goals. I'm not going to lie. Every goal he concedes, he looks like a dimwit. That's what I'll say. A dimwit.
He doesn't look like a goalkeeper, basically.
Yeah, he don't look like a goalkeeper.
He doesn't look like
Even the goal that he conceded, Billings' goal, I think he even helped guide it into the back of the net because I swear to God, that I thought he saved that. The next thing you know, it's in the back of the net. And then the third goal coming from Senesi, another header, beaten.
The goalkeeper didn't even move.
They didn't move at all, man. It's just absolutely embarrassment. And I'm tired. I'm tired of being tired, Like, when our change is going to come, I've had a dream like Martin Luther King has had a dream that Manchester United once be great again, The Glazers will not be running the club because I've had that dream. I've had that dream that we will be debt-free. A football club that's debt-free, no Glazers, new ownerships, plenty of money, and fantastic player. That's the dream that I've always had, and I've been having that dream for God knows 10 years, and nothing has materialized from that dream. And it was an absolute embarrassment for Manchester United to lose 3-0 to Bournemouth. Yeah, and big up Bournemouth. They done their thing. The cherry topping team done their thing. Cherry top toss, got their 3 points, and went home back to the beach to just enjoy doing lifeguarding skills and all that kind of stuff and saving lives. Now, I technically thought that we was technically watching Baywatch, because we was watching Baywatch. Baywatch was handing us out, and we was the people that was looking to be saved by the lifeguards. And the cherry topping lifeguards, Baywatch from the beach, just looked at us and just said, "You know what, you mans can drown. In fact, we will ensure that you drown." And they did that. As for the players, guys, and we can move on to the players. Who wants to have the first dips on the players? Because there's so many players that played. But we've got Anthony Martial, we've got Bruno Fernandes, we've got Scott McTominay, we've got the back four again, which consistently concede goals. Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof at the back. Atrocious. I can't believe, guys, we've gone back to that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer time where we said to ourselves, we will never win anything with Harry Maguire and Lindelof at the back and Luke Shaw on top of that. And Diego Dalot, another performance as well. No, to be fair, I was wrong. We had Luke Shaw and Maguire playing centre back and Reguilon playing left back. And again, still, I don't think it's good enough with Maguire in there. Anyone wants to start off with the players, and who do you think let you down, or who did well?
In terms of who let us down, there's a whole list of players. But the main culprits, in my opinion, was Bruno Fernandes, Scott McTominay, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire. Martial was more or less non-existent because, let's face it, we weren't creating like genuine clear-cut chances, and he wasn't bothered to really get involved in the game. Really, he was just there to be there. But Bruno, as a captain, he was at fault for the first goal by giving a hospital pass to McTominay. I don't know, like I said earlier, I don't know what he expected any player to do with that sort of ball under pressure. And then on top of that, he gets himself yellow carded for dissent. And when that first happened, I was thinking, what? Bruno got yellow carded? What? For what? I didn't see anything. And then I heard it's if for dissent and he misses the Liverpool game, and I thought, yeah, he's bottled it. He's got himself booked to miss the game. I don't care what anyone tells me. The manager should have taken him off, should have seen the size. Nah, fuck all that. He got himself yellow carded to miss the Liverpool game because he can't handle the pressure of being United captain, and he doesn't want to face the embarrassment of getting panned by Liverpool. I don't care what anyone tells me, because there was no need to be moaning at the referee for dissent. For what? The game's done. 3-0. Like, what's there to moan about? The referee hasn't done anything wrong. So for me, he's the main culprit. Scott McTominay, I kind of got to blame the manager as well, because I don't know why he keeps playing him in midfield, when obviously we can see that he can do a job up front or in the number 10 role. He just does nothing in midfield. Like, literally, this guy cannot pass the ball or control it or play on the half turn. He's just literally there as for his size. And even that's not doing anything. Because what's he supposed to do if he can't do anything in midfield? It's just like, he's just a body. It's just like making us like play with 10 men, with Scott being in midfield, leaving Amrabat there just to do everything on his own. And then I have to kind of apologize on Amrabat as well, to be honest, because I was criticizing him a lot, saying that he's not good enough and stuff. But from what I've seen over the last few weeks, and particularly with Casemiro struggling in that role as well, because of the way he's left alone in midfield to do everything, I can't be too harsh on Amrabat. So Scott, poor, pathetic. Bruno, 0 out of 10. Did nothing right that game. Maguire, only God knows why this guy got manager, also got player of the month in November, because we just played relegation candidate teams, and every time we played someone half decent, he was found wanting. Even against Bournemouth, he was terrible. Like, he just looked like he had a rat suck on his back, just running around the place. He just looked like some fat mouse on the pitch, just like not knowing what he's doing, not knowing where he is or where to go. It's just comedy when you're watching Maguire at times, when he's playing against a well-drilled, organised team that press you. He's definitely a stopgap player. Like, obviously, I know he had a few good games, but when it comes to decent opposition, yeah, he's just not it. Obviously, Anana, he has to come in for some criticism as well, because obviously some of the goals that we conceded were not like, that was because of like mistakes our end, but he's got to do better in some of those situations. Like you said, every time that we get a shot at goal or something, it just looks like, oh, thank God Onana saved it. It's always just like, when he makes one save, we're like, yeah, okay, he can save. And then the next minute, he's just like, the ball just goes through him so easily. And you're just thinking, is this guy really a goalkeeper? Or is he just really folding under the pressure of United? Because we know historically, every time we've had a decent keeper that's been in behind the sticks, in between the sticks for a long time, it's been hard for us to replace a goalkeeper straight away. So maybe Onana might just need time. But so far, he's not having a good time with it at the moment. And who else was there? So there was Bruno, there was Scott, Luke Shaw. Yeah, Luke Shaw.
You're going for everyone.
Because the whole team, basically the majority of the team was shit. But there were so many bad performances that you could pick out from it. Luke Shaw is not getting away with this one. Everyone was saying, Luke Shaw is back, the best left back in the league and stuff. He was at fault for at least one of the goals, and he didn't really do anything, really. He doesn't get forward as much. Like, Reguilon does better at left back than Luke Shaw, in my opinion. Reguilon was always trying to get forward and like be positive, but Luke Shaw always looks half-hearted when he's playing. There's no drive. There's nothing to like, right, yeah, come on, lads, we're going to do this. He's very passive, and he's just part of the problem that we've got in the club. That we just got players that are just resting and sitting on their money and not giving 100% each game. So, yeah, I've listed quite a few players there, almost half the team.
I think maybe Ola might cover some of the other players that
Yeah.
he's been talking about. But big up to Kings, that says King's Depth. That says Bruno's game will suffer under Ten Hag because he can't have his freedom. So Bruno needs to be a free roam player for him to be at his best. That just tells me he can't stick to tactics and manager's instructions. Ten Hag expects a disciplined performance, and they didn't give that to him, man. Ola, let's hear your thoughts. Any players in particular that you would like to highlight and discuss about? Because of course, Jerome just went off on Luke Shaw, Bruno, Maguire, and etc. Unless you want to add to that, any player in particular that disappointed you or impressed you?
Me, I don't think anyone did. I think Jerome is still being diplomatic. All the players are bad. All these players are bad. You can't single anyone out. I don't care what all of them are bad left to me. Like in my own opinion, because I'm not seeing anything from these players. Because let's start from the goalkeeper. And Onana, credit to him, he was in the team of the year, the African team of the year today, this night. So let's give him that. Let's give him that because he tried in the World Cup and maybe in the Nations Cup. That but Andy Onana, since he joined, I've tried to support him because he's my African brother. I've tried my best, but I'm not seeing anything. The way any ball that they hit to Onana, the way he catches the ball, the way like you will be scared. Like can't you hold on to the ball? I don't know. Maybe there's something in his hand, burning his hand that makes him always throw away the ball. One, Maguire. I know the English media they are pushing this as this Maguire agenda, trying to make us feel like Maguire has changed to Sergio Ramos or one of the best defenders in the world. It's a lie. Maguire is still Maguire. That shows how shit we are for Maguire to be winning the Player of the Month in the Manchester United team. Look, sure, he just came back from injury. We can still give him a little bit of that one out of the way. Then going forward, yes, better, but defensively bad. Who again? Ooh. I'm even tired because Amrabat is getting in the last 2 games. Maybe he has played better. Bruno, I don't know what's wrong with Bruno. I don't know. Maybe our captaincy now is now
it's too much for him. He can't handle it.
I don't think so.
No, but one thing is, we said that with Maguire, he was taking off him. Now maybe he's playing a bit better than before. Maybe we should not just have a captain at United because maybe giving someone that captain armband is like a problem. Because Bruno last season was one of the players that we all give kudos to for his performance in every game. Now he's just work rate. He's just going around the pitch, creating nothing. Going forward, Anthony Martial, that's a write-off. Anthony, in the last couple of games, he has been better, releasing the ball easily, not doing too much. Garnacho dribbles, takes on player, but the end product is not there. Scott McTominay, I think that Scott McTominay experiment needs to stop. Put him as a striker instead. I would take McTominay playing as a striker instead of that midfield because he's creating nothing. He can't defend. He can't hit a long ball. There's nothing he's doing there, just running around the pitch. But we know going forward is better. So put him as the second striker or as the striker. Let him be scoring goals. It's fine. But I don't think there's any player you can bring out of this team that this player has been performing well this season, week in, week out. None of them. If they perform well in one game, the next 2 games they're performing shit. So what's the essence of performing well in one game and in the next 4 games you are not even doing anything? So I don't think we can even give any player in this team credit. And that's why I am being careful with the way I blame the manager. I saw it somewhere that Ten Hag has been bad. He bought this, bought that. Someone listed out the players he bought. All those players were not Ten Hag first choice players. All the players Ten Hag bought were players that was either the second choice or the third choice option. And that's why we are not seeing the quality we deserve to see. Because managers know who they want, and that's why they have a list of, okay, this is my first choice, this is my second choice, this is the third choice. But when you are getting the third choice or the fourth choice, or even someone that is not even in the list for him because he has no choice. Who thought Amrabat would be at United 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago? No one thought we would see this day. But because it was our options, we had to go for a player like Amrabat. Fine, you can play shift, but is it the quality of player Ten Hag wants? No. So as much as we want to blame the manager that he has gotten his players in, he has gotten that. Fine, I can blame him for Mason Mount because that one I know he went all out for Mason Mount. I don't know the reason, and we haven't really seen Mason Mount play a lot this season. But Mason Mount, yes, I can blame him for. Anthony was overpriced, and we all know that. Anthony didn't want that amount, but we went for him late, and we have bad people when it comes to negotiation and scouting of talent. We don't even have a director of football as far as I'm concerned. So that's why we could buy someone like Anthony for that amount. Now the player is looking bad because we bought him for 80 something million, and that's not his fault. That's bad negotiation. Anthony should not worth more than 40 million at most. So apart from Martinez and who else? Onana, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Onana, but that this is first season, so we can still give him the benefit of the doubt. But regardless, most of these players are players that I don't think Ten Hag wanted, even as his signings. And sometimes as a coach, you don't have a choice. Once your team is in debt, you don't have money, you have to work with what they give you or what you have. And it has been bad for United. If it doesn't change, I like that's why I was sad about Sheikh Jackson pulling out of the deal because we all had a glimmer of hope that getting a new owner that has the money, that can spend the money, that can get the bad people in, we can see a new United in the next 3 to 4 or 5 years. But now we don't know when we are going to get to United we all deserve back. United we've known for years. United which have turned up for years, won league titles, Champions Leagues, and the rest. We don't know when we are going to see them again because even with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, we don't know what to expect. As long as the Blazers are still in this club, I don't think anything is going to change, regardless of anybody buying 25%, 30%. I don't care the amount of percentage you buy. So, as a United fan, I think let's just be ready. We are closing this year with, and I think we will start the next new year again with something like this. So let's just be emotionally strong because we will still be going through a lot, even when we go into the new year. Because there is nothing that show me that something is going to change. At least for some teams, you see that okay, they are trying, the style of play is there. Look at Tottenham, for instance. They lost their last 4 games or so, or 3 games, but you could see what they are trying to do. Even in those games, you could see the pattern of play. You could see the players fighting. The injuries they had also affected them, and you see their win against Newcastle. Good, fantastic performance by the players. You can see what
You know what? You know what?
You don't have any identity.
You know what? The difference with Spurs and us is that Spurs stick to their principles even if they lose, whereas with us, as soon as we lose, we just fold and just revert back to time,
Absolutely.
which is just
And
sit
and
back,
Absolutely.
part of
and
us.
and that's a mentality problem because as a player, even when you concede the first goal, you should push. You should try to fight, try to win the ball, get the goal, and kick on. But once we concede, or once any mistake happens, the players just lose hope entirely. And that's bad for a team of Manchester United quality. I think we have players, we didn't always have the quality best players in the world, but we had players that will always fight to the end. Players that will always give their all for the badge and play till the last minute, regardless of the result. You have to put your best, then the quality will come. But if as a player you don't even want to put your best, how are you going to be able to achieve anything? And that's why we are in this situation. So we can start the manager today because I'm seeing a lot of tenor out, this and that, is clueless, is this, is that. That was the same way we did with Jose. That was the same way we did with Van Gaal. That was the same way we did with Ragnick. Ragnick was saying shit. He doesn't know how to coach, open hand surgery, this and that. Now we are referring back to Ragnick. We are referring back to of those managers. So
I just want to
now,
stop you there, Ola. I just want to ask you because I want to move on to another segment here. Let's get straight to the man of the match or donkey of the match of the game, and then we move on to Erik Ten Hag, and then we can resume. First of all, any man of the match or donkey of the match for you?
no man of the match, all the players are the donkey of the match. All those players as a whole are the donkeys of the match. I don't know if that is correct, but donkeys of the match. But I don't have any man of the match in that game. I don't think anyone deserves to be singled out as a good player in that game. 3-0 to Bournemouth. I don't think I Old Trafford for that matter. I don't think there's anybody that can single out. No, they were all bad at first. So they are all the donkeys of the match for me.
And Jerome, what about yourself? Who was your donkey? Actually, no, I don't even think who was your donkey of the match?
This is obvious, isn't it? The 0 out of 10, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes.
This guy, as I keep saying in the group, this guy is a squirrel. He just literally runs around everywhere like a headless chicken and does nothing. And then after one moment, you might get one cross and it somehow gets a United player just by force. And then they do something with it. But yeah, the yellow card just sealed it for me that this guy is not ready for this elite level. Man, actually, Liverpool are our biggest rivals in the Premier League history. And this guy's literally ducked it. He's ducked it. Just like we say in boxing terms. So he didn't do nothing right in the game anyway. His performance was shit. He got himself booked, and he's the obvious donkey for me. Even though there was a whole heap of donkeys in that team on Saturday.
I'm not gonna lie to you, my donkey in the match, I think I'm gonna have to go give it to. I could have given it to a lot of people, but I'm gonna definitely give it to Martial because I just thought he was an absolute clown and a donkey throughout the whole game, being effective as always, man. But yeah, man, smash that like button, guys. For those who are watching on Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, make sure you share across all social media platforms. Subscribe to Red United TV or follow Red United TV on Rumble and all Twitch as well. And for those who are watching on Facebook, continue smashing that like button and most will follow the page or follow the group as well. And we're gonna move on to our second segment. You know, we ain't got that much long left, guys, so we're gonna have to be not too long on these next two topics. As you can see, the main title, we've gone 40 minutes deep talking about the Manchester United match instead of taking only 20 minutes. But you know how it is, man. When you're passionate about this team, you might forget about time. But yes, Erik ten Hag failing at Manchester United, ? Or is he a failure? And the next couple of minutes, we're going to be talking about that. And then we're going to move on to Bruno's deliberate yellow card. Was it a yellow card? Was it deliberate or was it not deliberate? But guys, let's go straight to let's open up the panel. We've got our manager who, again, is under fire after the team letting him down. You know, I always say this, the players have let him down. Although he lets himself down in team selections and tactics and all that kind of stuff. Is Erik ten Hag failing Manchester United, guys? And this is open. Who wants to start this?
You know what? I've been backing this manager like since day one. It got to the point where people were calling me an ETH fanboy and all of that stuff. And yeah, and I can't just keep backing him blindly. And obviously, he had a good first season, gave us third place, our highest points tally since Jose, and our first trophy in 6 years. And we thought they will kick on from that, but in all honesty, we overachieved last season because that same group of players got our lowest points tally in Premier League history the season prior. So you can look at that as a manager bounce and the players fighting for their futures and trying to impress the new manager. Now the second season, St. Joe's kicked in and we're just abysmal. The manager is not helping himself by continuing playing players that are out of form. At the beginning of the season, he kept playing Bruno and Rashford, despite them putting up stinkers every game. And there was talk of the manager having his favourites. And if you get to that sort of thing, then behind the scenes, you're going to think that there's going to be some friction and there's not going to be any sort of camaraderie among the players because they think that the manager's got his favourites and he's not managing them fairly. So with that being said, we're now seeing that on the pitch where it doesn't look like there's any cohesion and this looks like a bunch of strangers playing together on the pitch, despite the fact that some of them have known each other for like 5-6 years. So the fact that we're coming up to the middle of the second season and we haven't seen no style of play, performances have been poor, despite still getting some results. So far, I'll have to honestly say that the manager's failing at the moment, and if things continue in this vein, then he's just going to be on borrowed time. And as much as I want him to succeed, I can't just keep backing him blindly, and I've got to have the same energy that I had with Oli, because we all know that Oli was a failed manager as well, and I can't just treat someone differently I got to keep the same energy. So far, the manager's got a lot of work to do to turn this around, because at the moment it's only headed in one direction, and that's the manager losing his job. So yeah, we'll have to see. But so far, we need to see a style of play, which you probably have to write that off this season. This season is just probably about just trying to get through it and seeing where we finish. But if he somehow survives it, if we're not seeing any style of play in the third season, then he won't last. He won't last. He won't get to September, next September, basically, because there's no excuse whatsoever in the third season and nothing's improved. No, you got to go, mate.
Yeah, I completely understand that, but again, this manager, you know, I wanted to do so well because I thought he'll be the one, you know. He has the right mentality, the right ethos, the right style, and everything, but it's just not working out at Manchester United. And there's only one common reason why, just like all the other managers have. It's not worked out at Manchester United. You know, I keep saying time. How many times are we going to point at one person instead of looking at where the real problem is? You know, I always see this as, I look at Manchester United as a pyramid, because we always say this right from top to bottom. If the person at the top is sick in the hierarchy, yeah, if you look at the hierarchy pyramid, it starts from the top and then trickles down. If that person is sick and he keeps sneezing, yeah, and coughing on, yeah, and when he sneezes and coughs, he's coughing downwards. So if you look at the spiral of the organization tree, yeah, if he happens to sneeze and cough, the virus spreads down to who's below, and then it spreads down to the person who's underneath that. Then it spreads down to the person who's underneath that. So it starts from the owners. They're sick, they sneeze, they cough, they spread their virus and their illness to the CEO. And the CEO spreads his sickness and virus to the director of football and the technical director and the recruitment team and the scouting department. Then it trickles down to the manager and then the players, you see? So if the person at the top is sick in general, of course, everyone else is going to catch the sickness because it spreads. If the person at the top's got COVID will flow down all the way down to the players. And that's how I see it, as for those who want a little explanation so you can understand. Manchester United is sick from top to bottom, you know. We need someone at the top who's healthy. And then from there, health spreads down for Manchester United to be strong and healthy. You know, I always say this before. Yes, the manager, to me, in my current opinion, is failing us in terms of his style, in terms of his tactics, team selection, and somehow some people will probably say the recruitment for this season hasn't been that great. He has been failing us in that term. But again, these players have been failing themselves for the God knows how long, you know. I don't trust these players. I wouldn't put my hat, I wouldn't put my house, I wouldn't put my relationship, and I wouldn't put my relationship with God on these players to test things out, you know, because I'm straight away going to be going to hell if I was to put my relationship and put God on the line for them. And the man will let me down, bro. They will let me down. So yeah, Ten Hag has failed us, and Ten Hag is failing us. I want to say he's failed us. He's failing at Manchester United at this present moment because we are not seeing a philosophy and a style. But it's not all down to him, because I put it in the group chat earlier on. Yeah, people that said they expect the Ajax football, and we saw Ajax's training session with Erik Ten Hag, fluid, flowing. And then we saw the training session with our players. Jerome, yes or no? Could they string the 3 passes together before the ball went off when they were doing the Rondo challenge?
It was embarrassing to watch. Big Man United.
Yeah, big Man United.
Can't string a 3 passes together.
Yeah.
I couldn't even watch. I had to turn it off. I had to be, you know, this is a joke.
This is a joke. It's an absolute joke. Hold on, let me get your opinion on this. Well, is Erik Ten Hag failing at Manchester United, or is he a failure in general?
I think, like you guys just said, there are a lot of things that worked in his favor at Ajax. You could see the team as a whole, well structured, the hierarchy, everyone doing their job. The recruitment was fantastic, and the type of players they are, the very young squad, players that can learn what a manager wants to do, and that's why in those training videos you see them doing those challenges very well, because they are young, they can adapt to any situation and anything that the manager wants. But with Manchester United, we have players that are not good enough, and I think some of them they've passed the stage of them being able to improve. There are some You can't teach a player how to pass the ball at 26 or 27 years old. I think
It's true. It's done. It's done.
so it's done. So that's part of the reason why the manager. We've seen a lot of training videos. Even last season when Ten Hag came, a lot of players could not pass the ball very well. They had to do a lot of passing in training. And from the videos we still watch, they still lose the ball even with those challenges. So I think and that's why I think even he as a manager needs to work with the young players more, give them more chance because they can improve. And that's why there was a game, I think the Carabao Cup or something, that we had a young team play. We played better in that game than we played in a lot of games this season because the younger players they understand what the manager is trying to do and they could implement it better. The quality might not be there, the finishing might not be there, but you will see them moving the ball quicker, moving the ball better, and implementing the manager's tactics better. So that's why I think we can blame the manager in some aspect of some signings. Sometimes his team selections are bad. Sometimes his changes are not really impactful. You can blame him on those, but I think the core of this issue is the type of players we have, and if we don't change those players, I don't think Erik Ten Hag's tactics and philosophy is going to be able to work. And that's why you listen to him saying, "I can't play the Ajax way at United," because he knows
Yeah.
the type of players he had at Ajax and the type of players he has at United. So it's two different type of players. So now he needs to change his playing style or change his tactics. And for some managers, that's always hard. They know the way they want to play. They know what they want to do. They need the players for what they want to do. Look at Pep, for instance. He went to City. He sold basically everyone at City and gotten new players who could play his style and do what he wants them to do on the pitch. And they are reaping it. You can see them winning leagues back to back. They've won the Champions League now, won the treble last season. Those are the things you get when you give the manager all what the manager needs financially, technically, and in every part of football. But with United, a lot of things are going wrong. Now we are still in the process of selling the club. The players are shit. That's why I don't think Ten Hag is a failure. He might be failing in some aspects, but I think it's not all down to him. It's down to a lot of things going wrong with the club. And that's why I am not part of the Ten Hag outers because if we get Ten Hag out, anyone we bring in, I don't think anything will change because he will still work with decent set of players. Maguire will still be here. Matomine will still be here. Bruno
Yeah.
Fernandes will still be here. Marcus Rashford will still be here. So even if these players are still going to be in this team, bring in Zidane, bring in whoever, bring in Zidane and Mourinho as the assistant coach, or Zidane and anybody you want to bring. I don't think anything is going to change. So we need to look into the root of the problem and start from there because we've been doing chopping and changing for the last 10 years and we've not gained one thing from it. So we need to look at a different route of getting to the problem and changing things. That's why I think let's wait till January. Hopefully, we can get some players in January, and hopefully the right players in that can do what the manager wants, and sell some at the end of the season. Sell some other players and just build a fresh team for Erik Ten Hag. Because when it comes to the tactics, we know Erik Ten Hag is a good manager. When it comes to the way he trains the players, the discipline he gives to the players, in those aspects, he can do a job. But if you get him out now and you bring a new manager, I don't think that will change anything. So we as fans we need to be patient. Now it's not going to be easy. Patience is not easy. Just like the Chelsea fans can see. If Poch is not careful, he might get sacked before the end of the season, regardless of what anyone thinks. Football is a result business, and so far this season, we are not far off the top, even though we started really badly. That shows how bad other teams are, and that's why Erik Ten Hag is still having the opportunity he is having because we are still closer to top four. We still have the chance to be able to nick top four or even challenge if we get things going now, not tomorrow, now. Like we need to start seeing the changes immediately because we've been screaming for this all season and nothing is changing. But I still think let's give Erik Ten Hag time and hopefully it comes good for us. Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully he does come good for us, because I still have that little hope that if we have proper ownership, maybe things will change with him, of course. But we'll wait and see, man. I'm even reading stupid news that this bloody takeover that was meant to happen a long time ago, still hasn't happened. Still hasn't happened, you know.
It's mad. It's mad.
It still hasn't
I
happened.
know.
But guys, let me move on to the second part of the show because of course, the last final part because we've got one more question, one more thing to discuss, which is Bruno Fernandes. Of course, guys, for those who are watching, if you guys don't know, Bruno Fernandes happened to get himself booked. The question is whether he done that deliberately because when he got booked, it meant that he won't be playing a game against Liverpool. The same game that he tried to get himself sent off when we lost 7-0. Now, guys, was Bruno Fernandes' yellow card deliberate? Did he do it deliberately, or it was to just to escape the Liverpool game at which I don't wish to be alive on that day because there's two games I just don't wish to be alive. Man City when we play them, I want to wake up the following day and ensure that the day has gone past. And Liverpool, because we've been getting battered by Liverpool for the last. Same thing with Man City. We've got Liverpool this weekend. We've got Bayern Munich tomorrow. It's looking peak, Guys, before we end the show, I just want to get your thoughts. Did Bruno do it deliberately? And your thoughts for the game against Bayern Munich and also Liverpool? Do you think? Let's start with Bruno and then the rest. Go on, Jerome. Bruno, then the rest.
Yeah, I think you guys already know my thoughts. Yeah, it's definitely a deliberate booking, in my opinion. And this is not an unusual thing. This happens in football. Players deliberately get themselves booked to miss games and stuff. This is not something new. So for anyone who's thinking that it's not the norm, like why would he deliberately get himself booked? Players do that to either get a rest or they don't want to play for whatever reason, or it's just bottle jobs. And in this case, Bruno's bottled it. He's got nightmares from the 7-0 thrashing last season at Anfield, and he doesn't want that Anfield smoke. So he's got himself booked for dissent because there was no reason to moan to the ref. Moan for what? The team's playing shit. That's not on the referee. So for me, he's gone to the ref and he's put in a little thing to get himself booked. And yeah, he schemed it there. I can't see any other reason why. Unless the referee comes out and says that, gives us the exact reason why he booked Bruno. For me, looking at it, he looked like he just went up there to moan, to get in the referee's ear and get his booking so he can miss the game. And there's people out there saying that Bruno wouldn't have known that if he got another yellow, that he'll get suspended. That is bullshit. Every player knows how much yellow cards they've got on their record. They're not stupid. Like, even I could just go out on the pitch and be like, okay, I played 2 games, the rest booked me for 1. So if I get 4 more bookings, then I'm going to get a suspension. Players know this. They're not going on the pitch blind. So for me, yeah, he did it. It was deliberate. He bottled it. He knew that he was playing Liverpool, and he just thought, nah, I'm going to sit this one out so that the spotlight's not on me. So someone else can captain the team. So, yeah, he's not captain material. He's a coward. And, yeah, he's ducked it. Just like what they say in boxing terms, he's ducked it. I didn't want that smoke. So
he didn't want the smoke, you know. He did not want the smoke at all, man. All right, man. And then also your thoughts on tomorrow's game and also the Liverpool game.
Oh, for me?
Yes.
Yeah. Bayern Munich. Funny enough, we might end up scraping a victory against Bayern Munich, you know. The reason being is because Bayern Munich, they've already topped the group. So what motivation do they have, like, coming to Old Trafford?
We do have a good friendship with Bayern Munich, so they can give us a little, we've got a historical good relationship with Bayern Munich. We're technically friends. We're rivalry friendly. At least do something for one of your cousins, Just give us a 3 points.
Yeah, you might get scrape a win or might even get a draw. But Bayern Munich can come to Old Trafford and relax, knowing that they've topped the group and they can just play with no fear. But my main concern that actually, furthermore, we're definitely out of the Champions League. So there's no point even like putting our hopes on that, because in the other game, all it takes is a win from that game from our side, and that's it. We're out. Doesn't matter what we do against Bayern Munich. So yeah, someone's going to win in that other game.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're definitely out. It's just whether we're out of Europe completely or if we're going to go into the Europa League and then go to the game against Liverpool. I'm not expecting if we win that game, then I believe in miracles. Because I don't see how we get anything from that game based on how we're performing. And Liverpool are now top of the league now. They are the real informed team, not a fake informed team. That's the real informed team. So yeah, it's not looking good.
Not looking good,
Not
bruv.
looking
Like
good.
Castillo says. Ola,
Yeah, not
man.
looking good.
Ola, let me just throw it back to you as well. Did Bruno get that yellow card deliberate? Was it deliberate for you? And also your thoughts on tomorrow's game against Bayern Munich and also Liverpool. Quickly before we end the show.
I think Bruno he needs to stop his mourning and shouting because this is not boxing. We are not here to fight. We are here
Hmm.
to assist and score goals, win us games and give us 3 points. You can't lose the ball and be shouting. You can't do a bad tackle and be shouting at the referee. And the more you continue doing that, the more you get booked. I don't think that is passion. That is nonsense. That's absolutely nonsense for me. Because if that's passion, you do the right thing. Pass the ball well, create chances and score goals and win games. You don't need to be shouting at the referee and keep mourning. And if you, as a player, if you know you are on a yellow card, that like one yellow card from suspension, you have to be very careful. And
Hmm.
as a captain of United, the Liverpool game is a very huge game. Regardless of how bad we are, we need all our players to turn up and step and to be in that game. Not now our captain is not going to be in the game for whatever stupid reason. The yellow card was not given to him for a tackle, was given to him for money and shouting at the referee, and that's bad from a player of Bruno's caliber. He needs to do better. I don't know if it's deliberate or not, but he needs to do better and understand the role of being a captain of Manchester United. We don't take things like this from our captain. And on to the Bayern Munich game. I think we can win because I feel Bayern Munich are not fine. Even in the first leg where we lost, it was basically our own mistake. Uh, we scored the goals, but we were not able to get the win in the game. And Bayern, they lost this weekend 5-1 to Frankfurt. Uh, we also lost, but regardless, I think we can win. And Bayern, they qualified already, so I don't think anyone is stressing or trying to catch them or anything. They'll be finishing top of the table. But I think even winning Bayern is not the solution. It's what result are Galatasaray and Copenhagen going to
Yep.
get? Because if we win and Galatasaray also win, I think we'll be going to the Europa League, and that's going to be bad. So I think it's not all about winning Bayern. Fine, you have to pray you can win Bayern. I also pray for a draw in the Galatasaray game, and if it happens like that, that will be one of the best way to end the year. Still in the Champions League, it's going to be the best gift God can give to me as a United fan right now because we've gone through a lot to this club,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I don't think I don't think being in Champions League 2 is going to be favorable because we might still end up getting out to the next round. But if we can qualify from this, I will be over grateful to God for what He has just done for me at the end of the year with United. But regardless, on to Liverpool game, I think Liverpool we've we've lost to Liverpool ridiculously in the last like 2 3 years. 5-0, 4-0, like I don't even know, and we are in a very bad situation. But I think let's just respect ourselves as a team and just defend. We don't need to attack and look for goals. I instead of losing to Liverpool 5 goals to nil, I will either take a 1-0 or a 0-0 draw of nothing happening in the game because we need to protect our respect and our integrity as fans, not even as United as fans. Because if we get slapped 5-0 again by Liverpool or 6-0 by Liverpool, that would be how many? That would be like 2 years in a row of losing to Liverpool consistently, like
Hmm.
and with huge results. So we need to at least defend very well. If we can't even attack or score goals, let's defend very well and limit the goals to at least one or even nil, or maybe we might be lucky and get a 1-0 win. I don't know, but I just think we should limit the embarrassment. If we get slapped by Liverpool, that's going to be a huge problem. I will see managers being sacked after Liverpool games, and we know that might not happen with Erik Ten Hag, but he needs to look for a way to make sure we are compact, we are strong defensively. We attack when we need to. We drop back and defend when we need to, and don't just and every player needs to fight. This is going to be a very huge game. Every player needs to fight for the team, fight for the bad. Show the fans that you are committed to the process of what Eritrea is trying to do, and that starts from tomorrow and also at the weekend against Liverpool. So I just hope they can do that for us.
Yeah, I hope they can as well, because I don't think they can, man. But me, right now, before we even end the show, I thought Bruno done that deliberately. It was cowardly for him to get that yellow card. And I'm not surprised. I've already said this before. Bruno should be on that DVD that I used to watch called Passa Passa, that Jamaican thing. He should be in the Nottingham Hill Carnival, whining every single girl, because he's a top whiner. All he does is whine and moan, you know. He should be doing pornography, because he moans better than most of the girls that do on the porno industry, bro. Bloody hell, man! How'd you get yourself get a yellow card just because you go to the referee and moan? And the referee probably had enough of him. I reckon the referee heard him moan throughout the whole 90 minutes, and he said, "You know what? I've had enough of you, man. Yellow card, man. Don't moan at me. You know, I'm just doing my job, minding my own goddamn business. You know, just trying to ref the game against you and the cherry topping Bournemouth, bruv." But yeah, man, I think he did it deliberately, because he knows. I know that we was gonna play with 10 men against Liverpool, because Bruno is absent in every single game. He goes missing. But at least we've got a extra player now on Sunday when we play Liverpool. At least we're gonna be playing with 11 men. You know, we know we've got those Bruno sexuals and Bruno fanatics that will say, "I can't wait until Bruno doesn't play so you can see what happens when Man United play without Bruno." Guess what? I've seen Man United play without Bruno, and we did all right, you know. So I'm not bothered about that. Tomorrow's game against Bayern Munich, God help our souls, you know, rest in peace as well, because we are out of the Champions League, and we are also gonna get smoked by Liverpool, guys. It is what it is, you know. We're not at the best, we're not confident at the moment. So it will be a miracle for us to go to Anfield and beat them in their own ground, and it'll be a miracle it won't be a miracle for Manchester United to beat Bayern Munich, because I could see it happen and we still go out. You see what I'm saying? I can see us giving us waste all our energy against Bayern Munich to be toothless against Liverpool on the weekend. I can see it there. Exert all the energy tomorrow and then be tired when it comes to Sunday against Liverpool. But big up to everyone that's tuning in right now as well. We have come to the end of the show. We are back again next week for another catch up, and of course, reviewing the game against Liverpool, which we already know that we're not winning that game. We're going to be sad again 3 weeks in a row, 3 Mondays in a row, because our team has let us down. But big up to everyone that's tuning in today. As always, remember to subscribe to Red United TV on YouTube. Follow Red United TV on Rumble. Follow the Red United TV on Twitch as well. Follow Red United TV on Instagram. And also follow Red United TV on Facebook page and also the Facebook group. Until next time, as always, guys, peace and love. This has been your catch-up, volume 118. And I know it's hard, but as I always say, guys, to all the Manchester United fans, remember to keep it united if you can, you know. And also remember to keep it Red United. You know what I'm talking about, man. Peace and love to everyone. We'll see you next time. And I'm back tomorrow with a live watch along for the Bayern Munich at 7:40 p.m. UK time to go through it all over again. Peace and love to everyone. See you next time.